Good afternoon, everybody else, though.
Make yourself comfortable and
Thank you.
catch us up on what you've been up to since we saw you last.
Okay, I always start with this, so I'm going to say it once again. You guys are probably the hardest working JMC in the state, so thank you for all that you do. More of the same, really enjoy what I've been doing. I still have the goal and aspiration to be a judge, which is why I have applied for the circuit position that's available. Just to familiarize pretty much, I think everybody except Charlene is familiar with my background, but I've been in private practice since I started practicing 27 years ago. Done a little bit of everything from bankruptcy to family law, civil foreclosure, evictions, entity formation, probate guardianship. A little over 12 years ago, I became certified as a mediator, and I've been doing a tremendous amount of mediation, a little less litigation and more straight up work. Really enjoy mediation. It's an opportunity to be involved in all kinds of areas of law that I'm not necessarily practicing in, but help the parties come to a resolution with. A few years ago, I became certified as an appellate mediator, and I have renewed my certification and doing a great deal of that. So, going on with the practice.
Maryellen, tell us, if you can, what happened inside of the governor's office once we set you up? Help us understand what's going on with that.
I rely on the learned individuals who have gone before me, that this is a process. I feel fortunate that this committee and its various members and that's one thing I thought was exciting, is this committee's makeup has changed, but I have been fortunate to have been sent to the governor on 8 occasions. Each time I go, I try to learn a little bit more. I speak with the individuals in the community. The governor can't know every individual for every board that he's appointing, so he's looking to members in the community for input and information. And I am proud to say that I have lived in Volusia County for 39 years, have always been involved in both legal organizations and civic organizations, and those relationships have helped me because those individuals have that sphere of influence that the governor looks out to. He taps into the various counties and says, are you familiar with this individual? What can you tell us about her? I'm fortunate, having been here so long and been so involved. I think when I join an organization, there's some back door that I'm going to somehow become a leader and then in charge of it, but I've made those relationships, and so they're able to speak about my background and about my abilities and provide information to the governor.
Right now, the way it's shaken out, the open docket is here, Circuit Civil in Daytona, and it's really backed up. And I know I'm holding on to motions that I'm not even setting for hearing. I'm sure every other attorney is doing the same. And so it's just going to be a tsunami when the judge gets assigned. Whether it's this spot or another spot in the circuit, then how would you sort of triage backed up docket?
I think that triage is a terrific word for that, because that's one of the things. Thank you for sharing that. My understanding was it was still potentially going to be a Putnam seat. Wherever the seat might happen to be, I'm ready to hit the ground running. One of the good things about being a civil practitioner is every part of your day is a little bit different, and you have to prioritize. And maybe what I left on my desk last night as the priority list has changed dramatically, because now it's 8:30 and I'm sitting at my desk and something else has happened. I think there's been senior judges and other judges covering, but you have to look at what needs to be addressed and moved along on that docket. So you have to be able to hit the ground running right away. Having the diverse civil background, I would be able to do so. I think the most important thing you're going to see is evaluating those cases and then prioritizing which ones are ready for trial. Rolling your sleeves up, coming in early and staying late.
The judges in the area, I think, the ones I talked to, think you're ready to be a judge. Do you feel like you could hit the ground running if it weren't a circuit civil? It's family law, Putnam, are you ready for that as well?
Yes, I think depending on the docket, I'm going to have to brush up on some of the rules. I still do family law. I don't do as much as I did as when I began practicing, but I still keep my fingers in the pool, a couple here and there. Any docket, it's a matter of applying the rules of evidence to the law. So if it were a family law docket, familiarizing myself with some of the changes that have come down. If it's a criminal docket, the same thing, just hitting it. I love to study. I'm a big reader. I just opened book number 40 for the year, so it's not a problem with that. And I think my personal reading would have to go to the side, and my professional reading would have to hit the ground running on that.
anything you would do differently with the governor's office this go around? I know we ask you that often, but
And I don't know, you know, I take the advice of those that I'm speaking with, and I try to implement it. If someone says, we would like for you to meet Mr. Jones or Miss Smith, I go and I do that and present myself. I just am looking for the opportunity. The makeup changes. I prepare myself as well as I can. I spoke at one of my prior interviews about the homework bag. You know, my homework bag, just for your general reading that we do, we've got bar journals, we've got organizations we belong to that have treaties and things. That bag is already pretty full, but if I'm fortunate enough to make the short list, then it goes even wider because you never know what they're going to ask you about. So I just try to be as prepared as possible. I'm thankful that we're not in the middle of the legislative season because that's always tough homework, but just continuing to answer what they have. I mean, they ask tough questions, they're appointing good people, and being as prepared as I can.
Maryellen, thank you, as you know,
Thank you.
letting everyone know by the end of the day.
Appreciate it.
And thanks for coming in.
Thank you. Good to see you.